Alright, so in this problem we will just have to do a little bit more algebra. So we have 3 times e to the x plus 2 equals 75. What I want you to see is that this e to the x plus 2 is its own thing. So the first thing I would do is just divide everything by 3. So divide that by 3, divide that by 3. So that way you have only e to the x plus 2 to the left. 75 divided by 3 equals 25. Now I need a way to fish out my exponent. And in this case we have e and we have 25, so there is no way to write same basis. So what we need to do is take a log of both sides. And in this case I will take natural log because I have e, so it's easier to cancel. So I'll take a natural log of e to the x plus 2 and set it equal to natural log of 25. So to the left, ln and e will cancel, so I'm left with x plus 2 equals natural log of 25, and I just need to subtract that 2, so x equals ln 25, move that 2 to the right, make it negative. And that's my answer. If you want to know what that number is, feel free to use your calculator. This next example, we're looking at 5 to some power and then 812 to some power. If I look at 812, I don't think I can write it as power of 5, because anytime I'm going to have power of 5, the last digit should be 5. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take a log of both sides, because my problem is how to get this exponent to the bottom. So I will take a log of both sides. So log 5 to the power of 2x plus 3 equals log of 812. Now, when I do this, by the rules of the log, I'm allowed to take the exponent, and in the next step, I can rewrite that exponent so it comes in front of the expression. So in my next move, I'm going to have that 2x plus 3 in front of log 5. So 2x plus 3 times log 5 equals log 812. Now this becomes like a simple equation. I need to get rid of that log 5 right here. So in my next step, I'm going to do 2x plus 3 equals log 812, and then I'm going to move that log 5 underneath. So I divide it by log 5. The next thing I need to get rid of is that 3. I want only 2x here, so 2x equals log 812 divided by log 5 minus 3. And finally, I need to divide by 2 because I want x alone. I don't want anything else but x. So there are a few ways to do this, but what I will do is, so I need to get rid of 2, right? So if you divide something by 2, that's same as multiplying everything by 1/2. So what I'm going to do is this. I will write x equals, and then 1/2 times everything that's to the right. So log 812 divided by log 5 minus 3, and I'm going to write 3 as a fraction, 3 over 1, so it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. So x will equal 1/2 times all that. So if I distribute, I get 1 times log 812 is log 812. Then 2 times log 5 is just 2 log 5. And then the next thing is 1 times negative 3 is just negative 3. And then 2 times 1 is 2. So this is one form of your answer. Log 812 divided by 2 times log 5 minus 3/2. There are other ways to rewrite this, so if you want to, you can finish this and subtract fractions, in which case you would multiply the bottom. So 2 times 2 is 4 times log 5. And then you would need to cross multiply. So on the top you would get 2 log 812 minus 3 times 2 is 6, so 6 log 5. I don't know if this is any simpler. So, I mean, in the end we could, well, I guess we could factor out. Let's see, we could factor out 2. See if that helps us out. Let's factor out the 2. So you can factor out 2 and get log 812 minus 3 log 5 all over 4 log 5. If we divide by 2, this leaves us with 1, and then there's a 2 at the bottom. So I guess we could write this as log 812 minus 3 log 5 all over 2 log 5, which I don't see as any simpler, but that's something you can do if you want. On to the next one. So this next problem is, again, simple problem where we can just rewrite base and exponent. So this is base, it's 4, exponent is 3, and the result is 3x. So what we need to do here is 4 to the third equals 3x, and then to solve for x we need to divide everything by 3. So x equals 4 to the third power divided by 3. 4 to the third is 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So we have 64 divided by 3 equals x. And if you want to do the decimal, that's fine. Let's see, 64 divided by 3, that's 2. 4 divided by 3 is 1. So 21.3 or so, approximately. Moving on to the next one. Next problem, we could do the same thing. Now, when you have parentheses, you don't really care what's in there, because whatever it is, it's just your result. In this case, you only care what is my base, what is my exponent. So base of natural logarithm is e, as we said always. So we can rewrite this as e. Exponent is 3.8. So e to the power of 3.8 equals blue stuff, x minus 1. So the only thing that's bothering me here is that negative 1 here. So what I'm going to do is just move it over to the left. So e to the 3.8, and now instead of negative 1, when I move this to the other side, it's going to be positive 1. So x equals e to the 3.8 plus 1. Next one. Now we have 4 times 3 to the x equals 20. First thing I'm going to do is divide by 4. Let's get rid of it here. Then I have 3 to the x equals 20 divided by 4 is 5. There's no way to write 5 as power of 3, so I'm going to have to take log of both sides. So I will do that. So log 3 to the x equals log 5. And this now allows me to fish out my x. So in the next step, the x goes up front. So it's going to be x times log 3 equals log 5. And then to get x alone, get rid of that log, we just take that log 3 and we kind of rip it off from the x and we put it under log 5. We divide by log 3. And that's one visual. When you have division, so for example, let's say you have a smiley face times a triangle equals a swirly, and let's say you want to get smiley alone. What you do is that you take that triangle, you rip it off from the smiley, and you put it underneath whatever is on the right side. Same way, if I wanted to solve for the triangle, now smiley is bothering me, so I'm going to take that smiley and put him under the swirly. And you can do this only if it's multiplication. It's a quick method. Next problem. Similar, so we have 2 times 5 to the x equals 32. So divide by 2, get rid of that. We have 5 to the x equals 32 divided by 2 is 16. I'll have to use a log because I can't rewrite 16 as power of 5. So log of 5x equals log 16. Again, this allows me to fish out my x, bring it up front. So now it's going to be x times log 5 equals log 16. So to get x alone, we rip off that log 5 and we're going to put it underneath log 16. We're done. If any of you would like to know what the actual number is, then you have to punch it in the calculator. The next one, again, 2e to the x equals 10. Divide by 2. So we have e to the x equals 5. Now I'm going to take a ln of both sides. So ln e to the x equals ln 5. When I take natural log, that helps me get rid of e. So x equals natural log 5. And we're done. So the next one, again, we have 4 times e to the x equals 91. Well, let's divide by 4. So ex equals 91 divided by 4. Let me see if I can do that. 91 divided by 4. 9 divided by 4 is 2. Have 1 left over. 11 divided by 4 is 2. 3 left over. 30 divided by 4 is 7. That's 28. 20. Looks like 22.75 if I'm not mistaken. Let's check. 2275 times 4. 0.2, 0.3, and 195. That looks wrong. I made a mistake somewhere. 9 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. I put 11 divided by 4. 2. 2 times 4, 8. 3. 30 divided by 4, 7. 7 times 8. 20. Looks okay. Let's see if 5 times 4 is 0. 20. 0. I remember 2. 7 times 4, 28 plus 2 is 30. So 0, and I need 3. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11. And 1. Okay, so 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, I'm good. So this is 22.75. And now take a log of both sides, or ln. So ln of e to the x equals ln 22.75. ln will cancel e, so x equals natural log of 22.75. And another one. So let's get e to the x alone. So e to the x equals 19 plus 9. We move this minus 9 to the other side. So then e to the x equals 28. And now let's get rid of that x or e. So let's do ln of ex equals ln 28. ln and e cancel. So x equals natural log of 28. Another equation. So 6 to the x equals 47 minus 10. So we take that plus 10, move it over. So 6 to the x equals 37. And then we need to take a log of both sides in order to get that x down. So I have log of 6 to the x equals log 37. Now that allows me to take that x and in the next step write that in the front. So x times log 6 equals log 37. And finally, to get my x, I'll just take that log 6 and I'm going to put it under the log 37. And I'm done. And the next one. 3 to the 2x equals 80. Again, we need to fish for that x. So let's take a log of both sides. So we'll take log of 3 to the 2x equals log 80. Again, this gives us the right to take 2x and in the next step move it up front. So it's going to be 2x times log 3 equals log 80. Now I want my x alone. I don't need 2 and I don't need log 3. So I just want the guy in yellow here, x. Alright, so I'll move everything that's not x to the other side and I will place it underneath the log 80. So what's not x is 2 and what's not x is log 3. And I'm done. And you can do this only with multiplication. So I take all this stuff that I didn't need here, this guy, and I just move them under. So that's a quick shortcut when you have to divide. Alright, so now we have 6 to the 5th 5x equals 3000. There's a couple things we could do here, but I will go with the log. So let's take a log of both sides. So we have a log of 6 to the 5x equals log of 3000. So now we can fish out that 5x, put it up front, and now we have 5x times log 6 equals log 3000. Well, I don't need 5x, I just need 1x, so I need to extract this x. So in my next step, the x is going to be everything what's to the right, which is log 3000, and then everything that's not x from the left, just going to place that stuff underneath that 3000. So I'm going to put 5 there, and I'm going to put log 6 underneath. And that's finished.